Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Stripe Gal. We are ramping up for the finale to Lufia 2. We've only got a few more left. We're going to go ahead and head into here. We're going to bring the engine to Lexus, who is much more useful remodeling our ship. Than he is, in our party. And rather than the weird stuff we've had to do before, we get this weird cutscene, or, before the waiting. We had the one where we had to meet them in the other port. We had the one where we, did the whole flower side quest. We had to stay at the inn 3 times. And now we hear monsters outside. Narvik's on the Schumann Islands. It's in the middle. It's that one in the Triangle Island that we hadn't been to yet. Towers. Okay. Now we can go up or down, which makes this way easier. So that's where we got Darby. This is where we're going. Narvik. Cut off and devoted to super beings for generations. Super beings on that island are different. They're evil. That island and 4 sinistrals are to destroy the world. What if we believed in all this? Did you see the Elder? If you haven't, why don't you go see? Well, because there's a shop. A shop full of apparently crap. I will say that's the first thing I've found that's actually bested some of the other, some of the blue chest items, though. Okay, so we've got 2 of these, 2 of these. We can at least decide what we want to do. Okay, we're gonna do a quick... Yes. Yes. That's only 2 better. Fight power. So, the Rouge Armor restores fight power. And what fight power means is it revives the dead. So we'll keep what we've got. However, I think we can switch this out. What's the other one? Let's see, we grab the... That's better than the Holy Shield. Yep, that's fine. Circle Gloves are better than the Gauntlet. Yup. That's true. Circle Band versus Holy Cap. That's about the same, yep. Not as good as Boom Turbine. And the Legend Helm, I believe... No. That must have been it. And yeah, the weapons are just completely outclassed by the special stuff we've got. this it? Nope. There's a specific one that we haven't found yet. Where is it? Okay, maybe I'm misremembering. I must be misremembering. I thought this is where you got a... There must not be a shop for magic. It must just be, you must just get it. And we get the three sisters. Lisa, Marie, and Claire. Very strong energy flow. He might be able to break the seal of the Sinister Halls. Okay, so these three are... specially keyed to save the world. To open the seals on the tower, specifically. Okay. So this is a kind of a weird area in that while you're outside, there's no enemies. But inside these dungeon areas, there is. So outside of the fact that this is a maze, this area is actually not. It's pretty straightforward. It's a bit of a maze, and there's some treasure chests hiding around. But mostly it's just climb and fight things. We're actually gonna fight some things because we're getting to the end. I said during the last video I thought it might be, you know, like 3 or so. I'm feeling like... We'll see how I'm feeling. That was not what I wanted. Yeah, we still want good fights here. I'm gonna go back because I want to make sure that this is not... I want to make sure that this, that there's not treasure chests that I'm missing. And again, not really sure how much I care, but... for the sake of fairness. Okay. There's not a treasure chest there. Let's go over here and double check. So I believe there's like 2 routes through most of these areas. This should be a sphinx. We also want to build our IP meters back up for maximum guy here. That's... So there's one of the rings that we already have because we got them as a wish. That actually would have been an decent fight if we could have gotten him behind. Not a surprise. I believe Flash gets another healing spell again. I just don't know when. So I'm kind of hoping that doing some fights will unlock the move. This healing. However, I will point out, unlike in previous iterations, Flash is sticking around during this whole section. I just realized... None of these give intelligence boosts, which is really annoying. Let's go with the Ice Ring. Give her that extra boost. The reason I'm doing, or the main reason I'm doing this. Is Water Jewel actually that good for her? Oh, yes it is. Okay. The main reason I'm doing that for her is because in the Ice Ring. So now if I do an Ice attack, it's going to enhance, or it's going to do extra damage. So if she does, now I know I can just use Ice Valve and do extra damage. Also, I'm not sure if it applies, but she has an ice-based weapon. I totally missed. Leech! Totally supposed to be Lich, but whatever. Let's just get 3 actions, cause a bunch of status effects on their physical attacks even, and are just generally terrifying. Also full of instant death terrifyingness. That's a technical term. Black Thunder has a chance at instant death. Flash does wholly unlimited damage with his physicals. Okay, first floor is done. Is that... yeah, that's the only way through. So yeah, we go through these 3 towers. They're all very similar. It's this kind of, you know, Escher painting of stairways and platforms with the sky flying by behind. I mean, it looks really cool. It's just a lot of it. And a lot of these fights are annoying. Like, they're a little hard. They're harder than the other fights in the game. But especially considering the levels we've got and the equipment we've got, they're not too bad. As long as we're smart about it. So this is where we were supposed to be fighting black dragons for the first time if we hadn't gone off to that island. Probably should be using Ice Valve itself. Huh, I wonder if there's about to be a boss fight. There it is. Okay. It's our good buddy. Gades? Thanks to Aram's landing on the island, my energy has been restored. Aman, Aram, Deos, and yours truly, the time has come for us to rule the world. Hope you like this music. See how much this does. That's a good chunk. I'm gonna be safe. Just keep healed. Okay, Berserker looks like it maxes out the bonus you get. So, tricking afterward doesn't help. And this is when we really start to see kind of the problem with Selen. So Artie gets Fry, and Zap, which is the upgraded version of Fry, which are just straight up better than any of her magic. She has the best magic stat, but Artie gets the best spells. So she ends up kind of stuck as the healer. Now, she fills that role very, very well. But it's not a very needed role for most people. I'll also just take a moment to point out quick. Flash just died. One round before Gades died. That is the first time since we upgraded him that Flash died. Or ran away. As long as Aram can revive us. Looks like the real enemies are this Aram and Deos. Break the seal of the Sinistrals, it might be possible. Stand over the divine armor, it's inside there. The seal is breaking. As long as I stay here, the ringing will continue. When all three slates in the tower start to resonate, the resonance will create an enormous power that could blow away the island's victims. So for some reason they call it Divine Armor, and then they call it Pearl Armor here. It's technically not as strong as Zircon, but it has possibly the best IP effect in the game. Don't forget to pick up the next girl. You did not leave her. Lisa stayed there. She is also fighting. So, while this stuff is interesting enough, this is one of the things that I wish, or that I feel like the game could have done so much better. I think it would be really cool if the resonance... Just realized I wasn't paying attention to which island I was supposed to go to. I think it'd be really cool if the resonance was tied to, or if the three towers were tied to the other characters. Or characters you'd met even. Just something like the special bloodlines of different families, and like that cowardly prince that the car helped, or Tia. Characters that have been in the game and have had an emotional impact to some extent, whether they were funny or emotional or what. Rather than these three random girls on this island in this town you haven't been to. Like, you've got this airship. I think it'd be really cool to have to, like, fly back and have them be like, there is the person of noble blood, blah blah blah, and be like, oh, it was that guy. They're totally talking about that guy. Part of me just wants to get 99, so we have to stop, or so we stop going through these menus. So yeah, this is... While I love this game, I have absolutely no problem saying that it has its fairly significant faults, especially in the story category, especially when it comes to the stuff. I mean, it's pretty typical for this era of RPG. But that doesn't make it amazing. And if you really think about it, as far as other RPGs in this era, you know, you can say this is pretty typical, but you can also say, well, it's pretty typical, except Chrono Trigger, except Final Fantasy VI, except, okay, pretty much all the Final Fantasies. Although I guess some of them do the same type of things, but Chrono Trigger really doesn't. And that's probably the best example there, but that's also a really high bar. Most of the stuff around this time, the games do have fairly simple stories, and there's convoluted elements that they want you to overlook. It's not a you know, refined storytelling medium to most people at that time. And all things considered, I do think that this is one of the better... I still think this is one of the better, not only RPGs, but the best stories in RPGs, and the most the most compelling potential narrative. Because it's not just... I mean, it has a lot of the, oh, you know, I'm just destined to save the world, but it introduces a lot of stuff here at the end that's actually really fascinating to me. the whole idea of the good and evil super beings, the fact that the super beings were only awakened because someone was there to challenge them, which Deus actually just recently said about, like, Maxim's like, why are you just trying to destroy the world? And his response was, because there's a human who might be able to challenge us. Like, he's basically saying, Maxim, if you weren't alive, none of this would have happened. It's not saying it's Maxim's fault, it's just they're doing this straight up because they are afraid of Maxim. It's something that the other games in the series, which there were not very many, and most of them were not very good, do delve into a little bit, specifically Lufia 3, which was a Game Boy game. I've tried playing through it. It did not age well. Unfortunately. 1 and 3 don't have... 2 is the only one with really good ones. That's 90% of why I love this game. Okay, now, it's a large portion of why I like this game. Whatever. It's the puzzles. It's the thing that really makes it special. The characters, though, are really neat, and the world building, the lore with it, is really cool. And 3 actually gets into some really cool stuff in the lore building. Okay, if I'm remembering correctly, this guy dislikes lightning, which I totally should have thought of. Switching Selin to thunder. So we're just gonna do Fry, we're gonna do Thunder, and we're just going to have Maxim Berserker and then hit him in the face. It's a pretty simple formula for a reason. One of the most annoying ones. If I'm remembering right, there can be status effects on it. We're gonna try Thunder Shriek here and see if it does damage, a bunch of extra damage. It's only one attack, and it doesn't do this 3 times like some of the other things. But it does heavily damage enemies vulnerable to Thunder. Apparently heavily damage is relative. So Mom is a little scarier than Gates, but not much. And especially considering the fact that basically Champion's a very powerful healing spell, so there's not a whole lot that's challenging unless it one-shots you. One down. See, their guy did get hit with confusion right at the end, but luckily we killed him first. Okay. Amon doesn't have much to say. He's the least interesting of the Sinistrals, all things considered. We get the Divine Helm. Okay. I believe Agony Helm is actually one of the blue chests. We have just gotten to the point where we can, or where it's not even worth equipping. So that should say something. Yeah, Amon's actually one of the weaker points here. We barely actually get to see Amon because most of the time we're dealing with Adura during that period where we would, because since Adura is kind of his lieutenant. You know what? We've got time. I'm gonna keep going. This may turn into the last video. Because there is a point of no return. I'm actually not sure whether this is it or not. I can't remember. And I didn't say before that last one, but yeah. Basically, once you start on these towers, that's it. By the way, I totally missed some treasure chests in the last one, and I've decided that I don't care. We're good. So, just as a side thing, there is an optional boss, which is you can actually fight the egg dragon. But it's really not. It's a lot to do to get to that point, and it's really not worth it. You have to go through and find all the eggs, which are now randomly distributed in any treasure chest that has been opened in the game multiple times. You have to collect all the other rewards before you can fight the dragon. So, yeah. He does give you a special item at the end, but at that point it's at the end, so it doesn't matter. Should be Minotaurs or Gorgons. But yeah, like I was saying, a lot of the lore in this gets very lightly touched on. This game is the prequel to the first game, so it's mostly focused on setting up what happens in the first game. Doesn't actually introduce that much more interesting lore. differs a little bit more with Aram. And there's actually some really cool continuations. Milka, the little elf girl who, let's see, Karen was her mom, the elf who sacrificed herself in the Divine Shrine. Milka is actually one of the playable characters, if I'm remembering correctly, in 1. And actually in 3, because she's elven and lives long enough that she can do that. 3 is actually where it starts getting into a little bit of the lore, but it ends up just getting kind of convoluted because it doesn't. It has a lot of its own story stuff it tries to do, and it doesn't actually focus on the lore in a good way. So, and more importantly, the dungeons are really, really super like, they're not terribly. The dungeons aren't terribly exciting, and the battle system's not nearly as good. Okay. No one's here. Something's fishy. We can't wonder about it. Okay, let's do it. The shield? We don't get a chance to equip it. And Deo shows up. We don't actually get to see Aram until the very end. She's probably the most interesting. If I destroy you now, they'll become mine, won't they? These armaments are perfect for he who can handle dual blade, and that's me. You are not chosen. You are unworthy of wearing. Say your farewells. Still have some energy left. Forget it. It'd be a waste of my time. Don't worry, Selin. You can't get me. When we see the first of these energy ring battles, and Dual Blade chooses Maxim. And Deo sleeps. We can stop the motion of Doom Island. I can also feel Lisa Marie. They must be thinking the same thing. There's no time to think. Doom Island has begun to move. Step aside. Doom Island gets locked in place. We've got them where we want them. I launched an attack on their ship. Okay. Let's get to Portravia. Warp. Can you repair it? Hey, free rest. And literally the rest of this game is just going to be cutscenes up to the final dungeon. There's no going back. Sel, you should stay back. Maxim, just stop right there. I won't be able to respect you as long as I live. Don't talk to me like that. It hurts. You think I can let you go without me? No. No matter what happens to me, I'm going with you. Let's go together and come back together. Let's go back to our son, Jaros, together. The next battle is heavy, you know? They have a kid. I'm just concerned. They know very well what they have to do and who they have to protect. They'll be fine. Elves have good ears. I didn't overhear. I simply heard. I thought you had someone great, did you? I do. She's waiting for me back in my hometown. You must return unharmed, then. Even if I didn't make it back. She chased me as far as purgatory, you know. Let's have dinner tomorrow night at my place. Invite everyone, have a party. Time to show our stuff. Actually, can we leave here? I don't think I've ever tried this. Okay. It was worth a shot. If you could still leave, that would be really funny. I'm actually going to take a quick moment just to make sure. So, Dual Blade is actually weaker than the Dragon Sword, technically. So we're gonna switch that around here quick. You know what? I'm gonna remove. Let's do a quick remove here. Did I just miss Zap? I thought you picked it up in that last town. Whoops. I totally did. Okay, so we want... Well, that might make him less worthwhile. But we'll give it a shot. I think we want Rune Rapier. But we are going to go ahead and just buff his intelligence as high as we can. And we're going to boost her... Let's see here. I think I'm actually gonna make her... Yeah, let's go S Pro ring for her. And... Bloom Jewel. Dark Mirror. Okay, never mind. So yeah, I'm just basically giving her a big boost to defense with that Espo ring, so that she's less likely to get killed. She's gonna basically be our healer. Okay, ready? Go. Sarion's repaired. I'm now ready for the final dungeon. The energy holding Doom Island is weakening. Let's go, we don't have much time. Monsters are all over the city and the sea is full of them. We can't move Xarion like this. The Sinistrals. Let's have a look. So many monsters. Do we have to fight forever? Ready for the best part in the entire game? Let us take care of these monsters. You go on ahead. But what are you freaking out about? They're just babies. What? Is this really happening? Hey, long time no see. Not only an excellent swordsman, I'm also great at staying alive. See? Yep, it's Dakar, no deck about it. Say, there's a dangerous looking island in the air. Is that their castle? Then shouldn't you be, and you shouldn't be hanging around talking, right? Just go. I'll take care of all the monsters on this side, Max. You go up there and get them. You think you're all that, huh? Just go get the Sinistrals, okay? Talk later. We will talk. A chip it. So, I know there was some concern regarding the car, and I hope that you're happy. Oh. Well, first, I like mode 7 where it's flying right at you. Okay. The energy breaks, or the seal breaks. We get these beams of energy flying at us. The balloon breaks. Gets a jet-powered hang glider out of nowhere. Now, we are in the final dungeon. Can't run away. And knowing this game, the final dungeon is going to be a huge maze full of monsters and awesome puzzles, and it's gonna be amazing, right? We'll find out. So, the final dungeon is unfortunately one of the most disappointing sections in the entire game. It has two interesting things going for it. So first of all, straight off the bat, you get 5 free miracles. Which you probably don't even need. Then we get to fight Gades again. We just fought Gades. Oh, crap. I did not equip anybody with the shield that Nixon had before, so I guess I will not use it. Set up as So this version of Gades is slightly stronger than the one we fought. Slightly. I love Gades for the first half of the game, but I think he would be more interesting if he didn't come back until just right here. Or if he came back earlier, and we knew he was around, but that he wasn't fighting us. Either way. The fact that we just fought him and we get to fight him again is kind of annoying. He's not a super interesting fight. Like, out of all the Sinistrals, well, Gade is really cool for the first half of the game because he makes just a good threatening villain. At this point, he's been completely outclassed by Deos in those terms. Or not, yeah, Deos. Amon is a scarier fight because he has stats effects. Arm's more interesting. Gades is just kind of their thug. In case you haven't figured it out yet, my earlier comment was a joke. There are no monsters in this dungeon. There are no puzzles in this dungeon. It is literally a boss rush. There's no maze. There's no anything. It is literally, you go off into these side rooms, you get more miracles than you could ever use. More miracles than are in the entire rest of the game, pretty much. In this one dungeon. If I remember right, there's more up here. Maybe on the platform. Nope, right here. And yeah. You fight the Sinistrals. And 2 of those are fights we just did. Like, literally minutes ago. So yeah, unfortunately the end is a bit disappointing, but I will promise it's just the dungeon that's disappointing. Once we get past this, at least the characters, the story, this fight's actually not interesting. Sure. How to get rid of that? I mean, I know she could attack, but I don't think I want to. The paralysis. Enemy. Do I have any? I think I got rid of all the items that I could. Let's see if that works. Nope. So I literally forgot to buy, or to pick up the items to get rid of that, and I don't have a way to do it. So, we got lucky so far. We're gonna toss Courage up, which is a defense boost. So this is not the first time I've missed the zap spell. I've definitely done it before. So Artie's doing, 550 with the second most powerful spell in the game. Because I forgot the most powerful. The animation looks almost the same, so you're not missing anything there. And it's not the best animation anyway. Oh wait, what? Okay, so apparently there's a stairwell back there. I'm pretty sure it takes you to a room with a bunch of miracles in it. Okay. First new fight. You may cross. Could be a trap. He said cross. Let's go. Don't show any fear. You're right. My power is strong, my people believe in me. We're the world's last and only chance. There's still hope as long as Dual Blade keeps its light. Promise me you'll go back. Are you the one chosen by Dual Blade? Who are you? I am Aram, Mistress of Death. As long as I live, the 4 Sinistrals will always revive. So I have to destroy you to destroy all the Sinistrals, right? That is my purpose. For our enemy is he who possesses Dual Blade. Go ahead and stick with our strategy and see how it goes. This is a good time to point. It's a good time as any to point out. While I love Aram as a character, I hate her design for the battle sprite. So. Aram is by far the most interesting Sinistral, even though she seems to get no screen. And we'll find out why in just a moment. I kind of already hinted at it. I'm one of the earlier guys. If I didn't already completely say it, I can't remember. Yeah, go Flash. Thunder is not her weakness. Selling just correct. Strike Firebird. Holy Thunder is holy damage, however. Flash is kick her ass. Wow. I think I made the right decision with Flash. What do you think? Okay, Dark Fry. This is the anti-version of Party Spell, and she just killed Flash in the process. Okay, Sullen has a purpose again. Finally did enough damage. So, random note, if you didn't notice, Flash doesn't get included when I cast Champion. The only way to heal capsule monsters is they can heal themselves, or with IP attack effects that hit everyone. Spells don't. So, I'm not sure which of Sullen's spells is actually going to do anything. It may be none, but we'll keep trying them. as long as we don't need to heal. Nope, not that. Might be dragon. Station wave. So this is also when I point out that while these fights are pretty easy, we are level 97 on our highest character. Just saying. It isn't as if these are easy if you haven't done a bunch of grinding. Gear-wise, we're actually about where we should be at this point. We do even have some gear above and beyond the standard. Okay, that was alright. Fight's not super interesting, but what is it gives you the strength to battle on? I have someone to protect. The woman beside you, who would risk your own life for one woman? To me, she means more than life itself. Is this human emotion? Ha! Ridiculous. Even such power must fail before Deus. Why do you try and stop me? Many people worship superior beings such as I. No one would worship such evil sinistrals. Or simple-minded. Listen to me, there are two ways of looking at all things. Some believe in love and happiness, others in destruction and chaos. They cannot stand apart. Why has only evil appeared? Where are those others who believe in good? It is so ordained by Eric the Absolute. He is the one who stands above all others like me. We've chatted long enough. It's time to settle this. Time to meet your doom. I am the master of terror. No one can challenge me. Okay, let's do this. We're actually going to do some strategy here. We're going to use Dimwit to weaken all of his spells first. We're going to buff with Trick. Maxim is using Wave Motion, which boosts his HP MP to full and boosts all of his stats. Guy used a special ability that reflects damage for attack. Force field with Selling here. So Maxim is doing 1600 on a regular attack right now. Guy's doing 1700 on a crit. Guy didn't get the defense boost, but he should be good on physical defense. I basically just did that in case Artie attacked him. In case Artie attacks the party. Let's do... Artie's back. Oh, Maxim goes first now because dual blow. Downside is it does use your entire IP bar, so if those fights are going to take longer, then it can be worth it. But as it stands, no point. So yeah. For better or worse. Crap. I thought that only reflected, magic. I was wrong. This is why we use Dimwit at the beginning. So yeah, Deus is actually a really challenging fight. He can confuse your party members. He has every elemental spell. He has a reflector. He has he does stats effects on the chaos wave effect. He's actually a really scary fight if you're going into it with low levels. That being said, obviously, the dual blade is kind of unfair. The reflector we put on Guy is kind of unfair. What, 4 or 5 turns? 6 turns? This is the end, Deus. Gather before me. Let your power resonate with mine. This is the last of their energy waves. They're resonating with Deus. Lend me your power. This is going to take all of us. So we get this battle where they're trying to neutralize the energy fields on the other side. Finally done it. Are you alright? Now the world will be at peace once more. That's right. We can go home now. Sorry, I'm afraid I can't go with you. Really want. I wish I could go with you. Hold our son again. Hey, get us out of here. We've just defeated the Sinistrals. We'll need to know. You must be the messengers. I can't leave sight. Maxim, I promise to tell the world about this victory. Please. You must try. Selen, there will be a new era of peace now. I wish we could have seen it. I love you. I always have, and I always will. Shaking stopped. Deus! You think you've won? I may not be able to destroy the world, but I still have this island. I'll drop this island on Parsley. It will be my final act of terror. Iris? No, you're not Iris. Same as Aram. You're the enemy, and yet you've helped me time and time again. This was a battle of judgment for us. That you exist and resonate with Dual Blade means that people act apart from the Sinistral. The purpose of Dual Blade is to defeat the Sinistrals. To beat them, and you need them not. But I helped you more than I should have. I don't know myself why I did so. Yes, I know how, but I can't tell you. I'm the mistress of death. It would be against my nature to save the lives of many. But you've appeared in a form but you have appeared now in the form of Iris. The Iris I know helped me and would wish to well for those who perished. Because of you that I journeyed, because of you that I met so many people. My time is running out, my energy is fading. Please tell me, Iris. At the foot of this island there are 3 mystic stones. Destroy them to alter its course. Only a powerful aura can destroy the stone. To destroy them could mean your life. I understand. My final breath, I'll open the door leading below. There's little time left. So, that was a lot all at once. And hopefully all of this puts a little bit more into why I love this game. That brief little scene at the end is just packed with so much. Dianardi having to leave and choosing to leave. Selen getting killed. And Aaron revealing herself as Iris. Which we've gotten hints at plenty before, especially in the Tower of Truth. But I love the way that they present that. The sword is there so that humans have a chance. When humans progress far enough, when the right people are there, they can surpass the Sinistrals. Dual Blade. Okay, I'll use all the strength and all the power I've got left. Selen, I changed the course. First light. Jaros will be okay now. I'm tired. So tired, Selen. Let me sleep for a while next to you. Might be getting dusty in here. we see Doom Island, Mrs. Arcelite. Maxim and Selin sacrifice themselves to save the world. And we see their spirits fly off to look over what they've saved. Time's come for everyone to enjoy this peace together. Fly over Tanbell. He's the second strongest man in the world, you see. Do you think Maxim will come to this castle? Of course he will. We haven't had our match yet. Can't wait to see him. The island falls harmlessly into the ocean. Heading beyond the strait to Westland. The sea northwest of a village called Alce. I see. I guess I must go to Westland. First you should go to Tanbell for a big party, am I right? I know everything. There you go, Tara. What's wrong? Nothing really. You crying? You sad about something? You look like something awful. I don't know. sorry if I'm quiet. I don't think anything needs to be said. So for all the campy silliness, for all the pointless side quests, for all the crappy bosses, terrible final dungeons, I feel like that makes up for it. Maybe it's not much. But that entire ending sequence wrecks me every time. So yeah, this has been Lufia 2. I don't know if it's the best game ever, but this is one of my absolute favorite games of all time. It's not perfect. Keep in mind, as far as the difficulty goes, that I was playing on gift mode, or retry mode, which straight up doubles your experience out of. So, the strategies I was using won't necessarily for someone playing through the first time. We also did the ancient cave, we got the gates blade, we did a lot to get extra stuff. The dragon eggs, the dragon blade casino. So from a difficulty perspective, you can say it's too easy, and in part you might be right. Story-wise, I feel like this story was good with the potential to be. It hits a lot of good points. There's a lot of really cool stuff in it. Gades is a legitimate threat throughout the first half of the game. When the Sinistrals start coming back in the second half, they're directed. They're targeting Maxim. They're targeting Selen. They're targeting Guy. They're targeting Artie eventually. And I think they're good villains despite everything. I wish there was more Amon and less Idura. I love Aram. I think, especially if you know anything about the story in Lufia 1, you'll find out even more about that and why this is so important. But Aram is the one who respects the point of the dual blade the most. She's the one who respects it as a point of judgment. And throughout the game, we see her learn about humanity. And I think that that makes her one of the most interesting characters in the game once you find that out. That she's the mistress of death, and she spends the entire game learning about life. Deus is neat. He's threatening at the end. By the way, this is the intro to Lufia 1. I think that the amount of lead-in and callbacks to Lufia 1 that set up Lufia 1 in this game are phenomenal. And I don't feel like it holds it back and they're not forced. The major shortcoming in the game is the sheer number of random side quests. They're fun side quests, but they're random. They don't serve the narrative for the most part. And it makes sense at the beginning of the game, but towards the end, like, we're trying to save the world. We know what's going on now. We know what's at stake. And we're picking flowers. But they're all good. I mean, there's until the very end where it feels super rushed. I mean, those last 2 videos I did were not that terribly long. And, you know, that's the end game. That's all the big stuff that's supposed to happen in the end. And you get a boss fight, half a dungeon to break into a random person's, or a random castle, or to break out of a random castle, to upgrade your airship again. And then you get to the final, the 3 towers and the fortress. And unfortunately, that part's just not super impressive. It's one of the weakest points in the game. The puzzles are amazing. The characters are great. Even the fact, despite the fact that, like, Maxim is a fairly flat protagonist, he's not a silent protagonist. He has personality still. And like I said, the 2 main things that make this game great to me are the extended cutscenes. The first time after you beat Gades, where the year goes by, where you actually have characters complete a romantic arc. There's no will they, won't they, and then get together in the end. It resolves it. Reports. Apparently I get a report card. Solid and Maxim died a lot. So yeah. I like the romance. Is it the best love story ever told? No. There's even a love triangle in it, which is one of my least favorite story tropes. But I love the way this one plays out. And the way that all of that plays into the ending makes everything so much more impactful. And as much as I don't like Tia as a character in terms of her use, she's still a great character. She's a little annoying at the beginning. She gets really interesting and deep as it goes, and in the end, that one line at the end she says during the middle cutscene, you know, I can't cry anymore when she's talking to Takar. You know, I've just pushed that away, and I figure I'm not gonna cry unless it really matters. And then at the end, without even really knowing what happened, I'm glad Takar comes back. And I think it's very rare for a game to actually end this way. I mean, literally, the main characters die saving the world, sacrifice themselves, leaving their infant son behind. It's not a common story. It's bittersweet at best. It's not happy. But it's good. So, with all of my proselytizing out of the way, I highly recommend this game. Even if you just watch me play through the whole thing. Play through it on normal mode. Play with the strategies. Do the puzzles yourself. You've seen the story. Enjoy the game. I've played this game dozens of times at this point, and I still enjoy it every time. And I think that's the mark of a truly great game. And that's why this is one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's an underrated classic. So, this has been Lufia 2. I have been Raphael. If you enjoyed this, give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. I've played through a lot of games at this point. I'm closing in on 500 videos, I think. And I'm sure there's something else out there that you would enjoy. If you enjoyed this, especially if you enjoyed the Ancient Cave, there's plenty more. I'm gonna try and do some more RPGs here. I've been purposely putting off doing full RPGs because they do take so long. But I feel like it's worth it. So there's some of my favorites. And I'm gonna try and do some that people aren't maybe as familiar with, like Lufia 2. Maybe eventually I'll do Chrono Trigger. But I feel like most people already know that. So it's gonna be a while in coming, I think. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. Or just leave a comment. That's fine too. And, as always, have a good one.